What's up, YouTube? So recently I sold my truck. I had a newer truck, a 2021 F-150, and I bought an old, some might call POS car, but it's an old reliable car, a 2009 Honda Accord. I'm gonna go into some of the math and some of the financial reasons why I and somebody else might want to buy an old car versus a newer car. So the first example, we're just using 25,000 and 5,000 for the purpose of round numbers. So the first example I'm going to look at if the vehicle was financed. So if your vehicle is financed for a $25,000 vehicle, you're looking at around a $495 payment. And insurance, I was paying about $175 a month for full coverage. I know I'm in South Florida, so insurance rates are a bit higher. Then you have fuel costs. If we're averaging 12,000 miles a year, roughly, and that vehicle gets, I figured 21 miles to the gallon, you're going to be spending $170 a month on fuel. And then maintenance. I found this really cool website. According to Car Edge, you can see on this graph that the maintenance costs over time of this vehicle go up with time. And that orange line represents the probability of a major repair. In about, I think it was $849 a year. Which equates to about $70 a month just in maintenance for the vehicle. Newer cars have more expensive parts than older cars. And in my personal opinion, I don't think newer vehicles are more reliable or last any longer than vehicles made 10, 15 years ago. You just get a lot more parts and you get a lot more unnecessary parts. I think a lot of the emissions focused engineering that goes into new vehicles is not necessary for the functionality of the vehicle. And a lot of times it's that type of engineering is what breaks and what's a lot more costly. Like my truck had 10 speeds, whereas like for years and years and years they only had 4 speeds. So if you add up on a financed $25,000 vehicle, you're looking at about $910 a month going towards that vehicle. Now if we switch it to what would be a financed $5,000 vehicle, granted when you buy it, it's in good mechanical condition. So you should have the vehicle inspected by a mechanic before you buy it to make sure you're not buying a can of worms, make sure you're not getting a lemon or there's problems with the vehicle. So the average payment on a $5,000 vehicle is going to be about $99 a month. And then for this purpose, I did a 2009 Honda Accord, which in my experience has been a very reliable vehicle, and it's easy to maintain, and the parts are a lot cheaper and more readily available. Insurance is going to be about $97 a month, and fuel savings going to average about 25 miles to the gallon. Do 12,000 miles a year. That gives us $142 a month in fuel. And according to the internet, you're going to be spending over the course of the year, you break that down, it's going to be about $35 a month to maintain that vehicle. Which leads you to the 2009 Honda Accord, or the old reliable car, is going to cost $373 a month to maintain, which gives you a savings of $537 a month. If you're already if you are already spending that $910 a month on that $25,000 vehicle, and you switch to an old reliable vehicle, and you take that $537 a month and you save it every single month, and you save and invest it every single month, and you save and invest it, if you get a 10% return after 5 years, you're going to have $43,275 saved. Now we're going to look at, let's say you had a vehicle that was already paid off. Like that $25,000 vehicle was paid off. You're good with money. You took some money out of your retirement, whatever. So your payment on that vehicle is going to be $0. Then you're still looking at insurance, $175 a month. Fuel costs, $170 a month. And the maintenance, $70 a month, which leads you to a monthly payment, monthly costs to operate that vehicle of $415 a month. Now that old reliable car, you're going to have a difference. It's paid off. The insurance is $97 a month. Fuel costs $142 a month. And the maintenance, $35 a month. So which leads you to operating that older vehicle is $274 a month. Now, so the difference between the two cars is $20,000. So you have an extra $20,000 plus your payment is $274 a month. Let's say you're planning, the difference between the newer vehicle and the old vehicle is $141. But you have that $20,000 in cash. If you were to invest that cash, and then every month you put away the $141 a month difference between the newer vehicle and the older vehicle, after 5 years, at a 10% compounded interest rate, you're going to have a savings of $43,573. All that after 5 years, that's the difference between driving. It's relatively close, just your monthly payment. Whereas like the older vehicle, if you're financed and you're set on paying the $910 a month, whereas you're not financed and you're set on paying the $415 a month, after 5 years driving an older car, you're going to have right around $43,000 extra just for not driving something fancy. For driving some old reliable car, you're going to have a lot more money. Look, driving an old car, that's one way to save money. You could use that money for a down payment, down payment on a house, start your financial freedom journey. Look, these are the reasons why I did this in my personal life. I sold my fancy truck and I moved into a 2009 Honda Accord because I want to save the money. And if you already have in your budget the newer vehicle, you just put that money away, let it compound. And the trick is to not spend the extra money. So at the end of 5 years, it's gonna be worth it. So, oh shit! I'm gonna have to do some editing on this, but all right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you on the next video. That was good.